All right. And this is another part of Interstellar. This is near the end of the Interstellar movie. And at the end, what happens is Matthew McConaughey actually falls into the black hole. And because it's such a huge black hole, the tidal effects don't rip him apart. He actually survives. And then from here, remember, science kind of falls apart inside of black holes, so you can kind of make up whatever you want. But we do know that time and space all get warped and twisted inside a black hole. And so the idea is that when he's moving through space here, he's moving to these different libraries. They're all the same library. They're just different libraries at different times, and they're actually times in the past, because the past and the present all get wound together. And so moving through space is actually moving through time. And so what he realizes, this is another spoiler here, is that he has to signal to his daughter without communicating with her. But he can bang on the books, and he's banging on books in the past, and he can make signals to her, and if she's smart enough, she can figure it out, and she does, of course. And that's how the movie goes. So a lot of people say, what is this ending? They don't understand it. But the idea is that time and space are all warped inside a black hole, and motion through space is actually motion through time. So you need to go watch this movie, because it is a great show about black holes, and it's just a great show together. It's kind of slow getting going. The first 30-40 minutes take a long time, but once they get into space, it gets really good. All right. And the links to this are in the PowerPoint. So pull up the PowerPoint and you can go to the links on the two parts of the Interstellar that are the most interesting. Also, which I haven't talked about yet, is there's things called wormholes. The idea is, if you have a black hole, since a black hole pretty much takes you out of our universe, you could connect the black hole to another black hole, or something called a white hole. Meaning, normally, if you're going to travel on space, you have to follow space. If we're traveling to another star, you have to travel to the other star. But since a black hole essentially rips a hole in space, if that black hole could connect somewhere else in our universe, you could instantaneously go from one spot in the universe to another without having to violate all the rules of you can only go the speed of light, because you're not really moving along the space, you're like jumping between. And this is what's called a wormhole. Science fiction loves wormholes because it allows them to jump from one place to another anytime, instantaneously. You don't have to worry about all the loss of time and time dilation. The problem is they sound great in theory, but the reality is we've never seen anything such like them ever, where material could fall into one and come out in another one. If they were black holes, then nothing ever comes out of the black hole, and you could fall into this black hole and you would just come into another black hole, which means you never get out into another space. But if you had the right kind of bizarre materials that we've never discovered, what they call exotic matter, or matter that has to act with an anti-gravity type force or something bizarre like that, you could create such a thing as a wormhole. And that's what they use in the movie Interstellar to get from outside of Saturn to this gargantua black hole. So that's where it comes from. And if you watch other sci-fi movies or you read any sci-fi, they use wormholes all the time as ways to jump around. And not only can you jump around in space, but you can jump around in time. Or other people even theorized, once you jump into a black hole, you're pretty much left our universe. You could pop out in a whole other universe. Maybe there's many universes and we're just one of them. And some people have this, they call it the multiverse theory, that there's many, many universes, not just one universe that we live in. All right. Yes, that was a lot on black holes, but that's what I got for black holes.